What the fuck is up, y'all? This is KreyzMcKormik up in this motherfucking bitch. Alright. Now, as promised, I ended up saying somewhere between 1 and 3 on my Facebook public figure page. I said somewhere between 1 and 3 o'clock I was going to be fucking up on here, and I was going to be fucking talking about shit. One thing is a little bit more important than the other. I will honestly be outward to say that. But, yeah, that's basically what it is. And, of course, it wouldn't be a KreyzMcKormik Crazy House podcast without me saying I forgot to grab my fucking cigarettes before I posted this shit and doing all of that. So, while I'm out looking for my cigarettes, like this video, share it to social media. Let's get things popping in here. Because like any other Crazy House podcast, this is also an interactive show. So you better be wherever the fucking chat is, like down that way. Down that way. Start fucking typing shit. I will respond to you motherfuckers. So with that being said, while I'm doing that, share this shit to social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you have to do. I gotta go find my cigarettes and an ashtray and probably a lighter. Ow. Damn it. Okay, so that was quick. Where are y'all motherfuckers at? Okay, so the first thing I wanted to actually talk about, which you saw in the description, as well as the title, I wanted to talk about these motherfuckers. Like, when was the last time you heard about Cottonmouth Kings? Is it just me, or is Cottonmouth Kings kind of just being pushed to the side? Like, has the Juggalo community, in most cases, forgotten about the Cottonmouth Kings? You know, it was a thought that I had, mainly due to the fact that, you know, the Cottonmouth Kings, not necessarily the Cottonmouth Kings, but King Spade, specifically. You know, D-Loc and Johnny Richter were on the main stage, I believe, for the Gathering of the Juggalos, if not the second stage. Not 100%, I could probably fact check that later. But, you know, like, they were announced to be on the Gathering, and no one said shit about King Spade. I have not seen a link or anything like that to their performance at all. Now, from what I have gathered in research, Wikipedia, apparently, like, there was some shit that went down with Suburban Noise Records, and Cottonmouth Kings ended up leaving the record company. A couple of choice people still are signed as solo acts to Subnoise, but I think Johnny Richter is one of them. But at the same time, Johnny Richter also said something about how he had left Cottonmouth Kings and he wasn't sure if he wanted to fucking yeah, it's always a late night. You know, but like, yeah, I think he said something about how he quit Cottonmouth Kings and he wasn't sure if he wanted to fucking get back up in that shit. Yeah, it's early afternoon, motherfucker. It's like 2:24. Besides, Warlock Side, who are you to say shit about the time? Correct me if I'm wrong, but did I not see you on a live stream on Tales from the Lotus podcast earlier today? Like around 1 o'clock, fucker. What up, Warlock Side? What up, Mal? I see Super Bears is up in here, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think that the ticker yeah, it's actually accurate. Let me know how many people are up in this bitch watching. Wow, low beard. You're a new person. I've never seen you before. So, anyways, I like that. That's one thing that I've been wondering is what the fuck happened to any coverage for King Spade? Because think about it. Johnny Richter came back for King Spade. And on top of that, due to research, like the last Cottonmouth Kings album that was released, it was in 2015. And earlier this year, they came out with a new album called Kingdom Come. And a vast majority of those tracks featured Johnny Richter. It was like, why even put that up in there? You might as well just say, look, Johnny Richter is a Cottonmouth King. He is a king. Okay, well, I've never seen your name. Maybe you might have changed it. I don't know, Lowbeard. Anywho, so this album that came out on 4/20 of 2018 was called Kingdom Come. And it actually was the return of Saint Dog on the Cottonmouth Kings. So I was like, okay, well, I think the last album that Saint Dog was on was actually their first album, which was Royal Highness. And I was surprised that Saint Dog came back to the Cottonmouth Kings. Granted, I know that he was signed to Suburban Noise as a solo artist the entire fucking time. He just never came back as a Cottonmouth King. So it's Saint Dog and D-Loc. Like Johnny Richter is featured on a shit ton of the albums, and Daddy X is nowhere to be found. Obviously, Pakalik is dead. The Taxman is left. I don't know, from what I gathered, for personal reasons or something like that. I don't know. Maybe he's a government spy. Maybe that's what it is. Like, this entire time, Taxman was under the guise of the character of the Taxman in order to infiltrate the Cottonmouth Kings in order to get enough evidence for them to fucking break up. You know, like 3 years ago. I don't know. Speculation. Individual. But there's supposed to be another album that came out last month, in the month of July, which was a follow-up to Kingdom Come, where Johnny Richter was going to be an official king. But where's Daddy X? Where's Dirtball? You know, and where's Lou Dog? Where's DJ Bobby B? Oh, Jonathan Schiller, he's on the original Hidden Stash album. Johnny Richter or Saint Dog? I'm looking at it as the LP. You think Daddy X was the major problem in the whole situation? Like, what would it be with Daddy X? Like, why would Daddy X be the problem? Because, like, you know, he performed on the Cottonmouth Kings, but he was also, like, the executive producer. He was a co-owner and shit. Let's see. I know a few years back it was said that Saint and X didn't get along. Yeah, that's a possibility. But it's weird, though, because, like, fucking Saint was still signed to Suburban Noise as a solo act. And I believe Daddy X at some point was a co-owner of Suburban Noise, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, okay. So, yeah, I was looking more along the lines of the LPs and stuff like that. Like, because Hidden Stash was a short EP and it only had one track that featured Johnny Richter, which was interesting to me. But I also did read that somewhere there was like an interview with Johnny Richter back in 2015 that he was originally he was originally supposed to be on Royal Highness. Like, he was supposed to be a king on that shit. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, Kevin Zinger. Yeah. And people named Kevin are fucked up and dickheads. Just saying. I'm just saying. So DJ Bobby B went his separate ways since Daddy X got all big-headed. Which kind of sucks. But, you know, what's funny is that because DJ Bobby B left, you know, like, they had a completely different sound. Like, I kind of fell off after Rolling Stoned. And then I kind of picked up from there on out, and I just got back into Cottonmouth Kings again, because I had heard about Cottonmouth Kings and all of the stuff that was going on with Suburban Noise, and now they created a new shit called United Family or something to that effect. Let's see. I thought I heard he was pulling shady shit from behind the scenes financially and whatnot. Just what I gathered from reading. Speaking of financially, I might as well bring this out to the masses now that I've reached double digits. Streamlabs is available. If you go into the description, you'll find a link. You can link down a couple bucks to help support the channel. Also, Patreon is available, so you can do that to support the channel. $1 a month for just support, and $5 for a shout out in all of my videos on my main channel. But lately, I have been falling off of that main channel because I just haven't had the time. So I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and fucking shout out the motherfuckers that are doing the $5 patron donations for my Patreon, which includes Venom. It includes Venom, Rick So Rude, Sick Boy, and Spooky Tuesday. And then also t-shirts are available too. If you go into a link below in the description, then you'll see the Drakengard. And the Gamerman shirt has returned. So for those of you who did not check out Gamerman, you need to check out Gamerman. It is the shit. It's not this logo. This logo was actually a logo that was made by Lakeland Lunacy. This is a logo of my own design that I completely ripped off. Thank you, Cemetery Lady. Okay. So Matic Southern Fried. What's good, homies? What's going on, Matic? Let's see. Long Live the Kings was probably the last I heard of them. I listened to, I actually ended up listening to Kingdom Come, and it felt like, I don't know, like, it didn't feel like a Cottonmouth Kings album. It felt like Saint Dog featuring D-Loc. Like that's what it felt like. So, I don't know. Maybe things will come back. I honestly think that having Dirtball on there was a very, very good fucking addition to the Cottonmouth Kings. Now, that's another thing I really want to know about. Where the fuck is Dirtball? Like, did Dirtball part ways too and decided to just continue a solo act? And on top of that, what happens to everybody that is originally signed to Suburban Noise Records? Like, because I know Johnny Richter is signed as an artist on Suburban Noise as a solo act. So that gives him the ability to be able to be on the Cottonmouth Kings album as a group. Because Cottonmouth Kings ever, changes all the fucking time. And I mean, obviously any person who's a fan of the Cottonmouth Kings knows about Pakalika. Taxman fucking left. Lou Dog, I have no idea where he is. And then there's also like the group Corporate Avenger and shit. Where are them motherfuckers? Because that's Daddy X's fucking little brother. See, I actually started listening to Cottonmouth Kings in high school around 2000. The first album I ever listened to was High Society, and that was the fucking shit. Like, I can go through that almost that entire fucking album without skipping a track. As a matter of fact, I just finished listening to it today, and I'm trying to listen to all of the albums in chronological order. So, planning on, I think the next album is Hidden Stash 2, Cream of the Crop. So I gotta listen to that. Probably riding his bike, drumming up a storm and getting high. I can see Lou Dog doing that. Legit, I can do that. Possibly simultaneously. I don't know if he's that talented, but I could see it happening. Okay, so yeah. Let's see. I loved KMK. First tattoo I ever got. I was super bummed the way things went down towards the end. You know, sometimes that type of shit tends to fucking happen. But like when I first saw the music video for City to City with Tech Nine and Chris Calico, I kind of felt like there was a problem. And it was right around that time when fucking Daddy X ended up saying something about how he gets paid in cash and he's like doing the fucking $100 bill fan thing, you know, which is just like basic rap video shit. You know, so like if you do that and you're a rapper and you're in a music video doing that shit, it's basic bitch shit. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Johnny Richter? I mean, what the fuck, not Johnny Richter, but Daddy X. It's like, are you like trying to do whatever you can to try to get on Total Request Live again? You know, maybe not as a close call, but as somebody who was like, you know, at least number 5. Never was a big Cottonmouth King fan, to be honest. I mean, you know, I can respect that. I like the Cottonmouth Kings, but I don't smoke pot. How fucked up is that? Meanwhile, you've got, meanwhile, I've got a homie in Tucson, Arizona, who hates the Cottonmouth Kings like I hate fucking Jim Cornette. For real. Like, I hate Jim Cornette. And the person I'm talking about is Child's Play Ninja. He hates Cottonmouth Kings with a fucking passion. Don't know why. Probably because, like, all they ever, like, most of the shit that they fucking rap about is weed. Holy shit. $5 donation from Poetic Juggalo. And he said, you should join KMK, hashtag King Crazy. I would, but, you know, like, here's the thing, though. Like, my girlfriend has this phrase when somebody asks her if she's a lesbian. She's like, I'm not a lesbian, I just wear the uniform. Me, I'm not a pothead, I just wear the uniform. Like, I look like a fucking pothead, but I'm not. And as you can see right now, Poetic Juggalo currently is king of Streamlabs. And apparently I should be a Cottonmouth King. Now, I'll tell you this, though. Like, I eat candy and drink pot like a fucking pothead, but I just don't smoke pot. Like, for real. Little Debbie's for days. And Oreos. And Doritos in this bitch. I had to. I just had to fucking say that. Now, I'm honestly hoping, because I am a fan of the Cottonmouth Kings, I am honestly hoping that there is going to be a resurgence of KMK. I mean, yeah, a vast majority of the shit that they fucking talk about on their songs is either smoking pot or making pot legal. Now, the question that I would have, like, the thing about it, though, is like, okay, if pot actually did become legal, like, nationwide, would the Cottonmouth Kings continue? Because that's all they fucking talk. Like, it would no longer be a shit, you know, it would no longer be shit about them fucking, oh, what up, Twisted Shady? You know, it would no longer be them talking about fucking legalizing weed. It would be fucking, you know, it would just be them talking about them smoking pot. And that's it. Like, that would be it. 23 tracks of them talking about smoking weed. I have tried eating edibles, and it does the exact same thing for me as smoking weed. You don't want to see me high. Trust me. You don't. My girlfriend can fucking vouch for that. You do not want to see me fucking get stoned. I get paranoid as a motherfucker, and I can guarantee you that I would probably still get paranoid even if it was legal. The last time I tried edibles, it was apple butter. And I had a fucking massive stomach ache. Like, I had to sit down and shit for like 30 minutes. And that was not fucking cool. Let's see, this was probably like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, at Wheatland. And it was not fucking fun at all. That United Family they are running as a grow company as well, I believe. I could see that because, like, they've been trying to fucking get... like the last I knew, they've been trying to get King's Blend out to the public for a while. I don't know how many times they've tried to submit it to the Cannabis Cup, but I actually looked up information on that, and not once did they fucking win anything with King's Blend. One company that continued to fucking win multiple times over the year has been this company called George's Boy. And even White Widow fucking won some second place, I think, I think it said Sativa in the Sativa Cup. It ended up winning second place one year when White Widow came out. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. Look it up yourselves. I looked it up on Wikipedia. But, I mean, yeah, like, why is it that I'm seeing all of these fucking, these different strains that win Cannabis Cup, but everybody tends to rave about Pineapple Express? Is it just because it's a movie with Seth Rogen in it? Like, everybody tends to rave about Pineapple Express. There was even one that I saw that was called Lemon Haze that actually won first place in the Cannabis Cup. Oh, for real. I could see that. Maybe that's why they weren't allowed to tip. Uber started as a weed delivery service. Like I said. Yeah, that's probably why Uber doesn't allow tips. But yeah, I could see that because when Uber started, like publicly, all they had was like the Black Truck Express thing. And then they utilized that money. Pineapple Express is bunk shit. What up, Spooky Tuesday? I don't know, man. Like I said, like I don't smoke pot. I like to smell the bud, but I don't like to inhale it. I don't like to fucking actually sit there and smoke it. I like the smell of weed, but that's about as far as I like to go. And I can't eat edibles because it gives me stomach aches. And then after that, I just eat a bunch of Doritos. Like, that actually happened. Like, I had a stomach ache, and the first thought was, maybe if I just gorge on this bag of Doritos, maybe the stomach ache will go away. It might have been the possibility. I don't remember, but maybe I ended up eating this weed, like this apple butter, on an empty stomach. And not to mention the people that I fucking roll with at Wheatland. Fucking, yeah, they smoke a lot of pot and hash and eat mushrooms and shit. Let's see. Iberia Hades has a lot of problems and is banned in some places. You can't smoke because you got asthma. It doesn't matter if you retract the message, Matic. It's still in the fucking chat over there. Speaking of pineapple Faygo. Okay, so, let's see. I just got fat on some ketchup chips. We don't have that in the United States. And I'm fucking jealous of that. I don't know why, but I personally like fucked up flavors. But most people, we're all in, most other people are usually like into barbecue and fucking cheddar and hot shit. And being here in Michigan, we usually eat a lot of better made chips. And even better made chips is not made of fucking ketchup flavor. Now, let's see, I'm trying to think of something else here. So, yeah, when it concerns the Cottonmouth Kings, I hope that they have a fucking good return. And maybe if we're lucky, maybe we'll have Cottonmouth Kings at the Gathering of the Juggalos next year. That would be the shit. Make some weed tea. That shit is my favorite thing to make with stems. Not even ketchup Doritos. Not even ketchup Doritos up in this bitch. My favorite, honestly, has always been pineapple orange. Well, let's see. Cuck was jealous because he could not get any of Kreyz's Doritos. No Doritos in this bitch for Chuck. Uber has had many problems and has been banned in many cities. Autocorrect had fucked me up. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. What up, Joker? Let's see. Yeah, but pineapple watermelon is my shit. You know what's funny, though, is like the only places that I can find the pineapple watermelon flavor is in the ghetto and in the west side. That's it. Like, I can't find watermelon flavored anything in the suburbs. It's fucked up. Yeah, I see you, virus. I see you. Okay, so with the Cottonmouth Kings spiel being out of the way, I need to address this as a follow-up to the last live stream. If I know that some of y'all ended up fucking staying throughout the very end of the live stream. It was a 3-hour live stream. And towards the end of it, we started talking about the boy Blue 91982. And I brought up a video where he was talking about how he still has clout, or at least he thinks he does. And I was very annoyed by this video. And so I brought up the idea, maybe I should try to fucking get in contact with him and see, what his plan is. What is he doing? What is he going to do? Because in his video, he ended up actually saying something about how he was planning to sober up. And I believe as of right now, he's 39 days sober. And the reason why I know that is because I actually did get in touch with him. I talked to Ecoside Fiend and said, hey, do you think that this is a good idea? And I was like, and he said, I don't see why not. Maybe he is actually trying to fucking make a change. The only reason why I fucking contact him, if at all, is because of mainly pity. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the same way here, Cemetery Lady. Like, I think that is... No, like, any ghetto is the only place that you're gonna get fucking watermelon flavored Faygo. Now, Twisted Shady, one thing that I have actually, it took me a long time to accept it, but dude is never going to go out and get a job. Ever. Like, he's never going to fucking do it. You need to understand, like, this motherfucker has never tried to fucking go out and get a real job. He did once, actually, and it was at Walmart, and he only lasted, like, 3 days before he quit. And since then, he's been on the fucking jump, trying to become some sort of a social media darling. I know that him getting a job would be a huge step. I agree to that, Poetic. Getting a job for him would be a huge step in the right direction, but it's never going to happen. And the way that I look at it, anybody who actually fucking thinks that he needs to get a job, just accept the fact that he never will, and it'll make your life easier. Trust me. But after talking to Ecoside Fiend, I ended up getting in touch with Blue. And I was like, how serious are you about fucking improving? And so he and I ended up fucking talking back and forth. Oh yeah, he'll do that to everybody. Just, like, if you don't want to fucking talk to him, then you don't fucking want to talk to him. Like, that's the that's the thing. Fucking Lohan style, all saved and shit. Now, hear me out, okay? So after talking to him, just trying to get a feel for the pace of the conversation, he and I, I brought up the fact that I'm still working, you know me, I'm still on the grind, I'm doing delivery and everything, and you know, because I've got my priorities. You know, I've got my house, I've got my kids, I've got my family, and I've got my bills and all that other shit. So, you know, I have to fucking work. Granted, and you know, my car's still kind of fucked up. My girlfriend's car is still kind of fucked up, and we're behind on bills and shit. Everything is actually, I think I have a plan. I told him, I think I have a plan to be able to get myself out of this shit without having to fucking sell stuff and deal with all of the other bullshit. But I ended up bringing up the fact that I ended up watching that video where he was talking about how he still had clout and all of this other stuff. And I was explaining to him, or at least I was trying to explain to him, that, you know, there's a way for him to fucking try to improve on his YouTube shit. Because as long as I've known him, he has tried to turn YouTube into a fucking career. And you know, after a long time of not trying to fucking talk about money and all this other stuff, you know, because there, for a long time, has been a very dark shadow on the YouTube Juggalo community about trying to make something out of YouTube because of him. You know, like, people are actually now starting to be a little bit more open to the idea of trying to earn money via monetization, Patreon, t-shirt sales, stuff like that. And it was a real big help that Psychopathic ended up fucking shouting out the YouTube Juggalo community as a whole. I mean, granted, there were some names out there that were put up there, mine included. But I think that it's more along the lines of saying the Juggalo community as a whole was shouted out by Psychopathic, because they ended up saying, even some that we aren't mentioning that do kind of sound like dick washers when they fucking talk, you know, like those, like even when they said that, you know, that I consider to be a fucking shout out to even Chuck. You know, so like my name ended up being out there. CPN, Tales from the Lotus Podcast, Black and Red Ted. All of us are, you know, up on here. And in a way, you know, we entertain you guys. Now we're entertaining them. And some of us have actually been on here long enough that we've been able to figure out a way on how to create a brand for ourselves. And this is all the stuff that I wanted to fucking talk to him about. Was just like, look, dude, if you fucking clean up your act and try to actually put out content that can engage your audience and not just make videos just for the sake of making videos. If you make videos for the purpose, more often than not, to fucking engage the audience, entertain them, make them laugh, or something like that. Not just make videos just because you need to fucking beef up your view count or beef up your videos library or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? To be truthfully honest, Matic, no. Dude's not naughty material. I can honestly tell you that. And I'm not even one that's really running shit in Jugganaughty, but I can definitely tell you, dude is not naughty material. Now, after explaining all of this stuff to him, and I told him, listen, if you want to get back on track with your YouTube shit and try to get things in working order, because I know his fucking push is popularity and money, because obviously he has no job. He's my age, and he's still living with his moms for free. So my thought on it was, if you listen to what people tell you, I can guarantee you that you will be able to make a little bit more money, and you'll be able to do more crowdfunding. You'll be able to beef up your Patreon a little bit. You'll be able to get more people watching your shit, and you might even regain a little bit of lost respect. Let's see. I know one video he was talking about being low on smokes while chain smoking, then asked who can set him up with some. You know? And that's the one thing that I think a lot of people would actually, like, here's the thing. There's a lot of mismatched arguments when it concerns what he does and how he fucking does it. One of the things that he ended up saying, I remember hearing him having a conversation with somebody, or either that or it was like during a live stream or something like that, where he ended up talking about how he had a Patreon. And a lot of people bitched about his Patreon. And what he ended up saying was that he didn't understand why people were fucking bitching about him having a Patreon. Because, you know, Arcad of Assad and The Amazing Atheist and a bunch of other YouTubers have fucking Patreon accounts. So why is it a problem that he has a Patreon account? And it's not the problem that he has a Patreon account. If he wants a Patreon account, he can have a Patreon account. I have one. CPN has one. And even like Tales from the Lotus podcast has one, and things of that nature. But the problem is that when you have a Patreon account, the idea behind Patreon is to engage with your audience. That's the whole factor, is that you have to engage with your fucking audience. On my Patreon, I only have two things. You'll get a shout out in every one of my videos for $5, and for $1 a month, you get access to Patreon exclusive content, which I have not done for a while, but I've been busy as a motherfucker in my real life. And I understand that people that are on my Patreon account are very patient and willing to wait. So that's cool. Yeah, that's another thing that I was going to bring up too, where you said Poetic. You ended up saying, I also saw one where he was planning to make money on Facebook. You can't do that. Like, there's legitimately no money for users on Facebook. He is putting all of his eggs in one basket, and he actually admitted to this to me, was that he thinks that Facebook and this Instagram TV thing that Instagram is going to be putting out soon is going to be where the money is at. But I'm like, well, as of right now, it's not. So why can't you just stay on YouTube? He actually ended up admitting to me that he is planning to slowly phase out YouTube because there's no money in the advertisement revenue. Think about that. After years and years and years of being on YouTube and trying to make something out of YouTube and shit, he's decided to fucking bow out. And it's mainly due to the fact that Admageddon, or something to that effect. He's constantly blamed Admageddon. And then he's also tried to blame the whole thing with what is it? The fucking algorithms. He's tried to lay blame on that. Let's see. You could do fucking online surveys and shit. He could be drunk at home making money, but there's no effort or even trying for him. That's the problem. The main problem is his lack of motivation. His severe lack of motivation to do anything. Last year, I ended up getting in touch with him. And despite being told not to tell him how to fucking get more people to come to his shit and view it, I did anyways. And it was hilarious because he ended up telling me that it just seemed like it was too much work to fucking do that shit. It's simple shit. Like, you put in a fucking title that isn't too clickbaity. You fucking put in certain things into the descriptions. Like, in today's world, you have to use certain buzzwords. You have to use certain hashtags. You have to use these type of things. And then the same thing with the tags. You have to put in tags into your shit. That's really all you have to do. It helps a great deal if what you're recording is in high definition, but you don't have to. I've even talked to juggalos that have commented on my shit, and have actually said that they don't care whether or not it's high quality. It doesn't have to be 4K. It doesn't have to be 720p. It can be a fucking standard size fucking video quality, and it'll still be all right. Like, that's the, like, as long as the content for those people, I think it was Sick Boy who ended up saying that. It doesn't matter what the quality of the video is, it's about the content behind it. You know, so like that type of shit right there, just typing out that stuff, typing. You're already in front of a computer. How hard is it for you to fucking type? You just type certain things into the fucking tags and you'll get a little bit more. And then after that, it's about what? How many fucking channels he's got and which ones do what. The problem with that is that every single one of them blur together. All the content that he puts on one is about, is on another. Where he's constantly talking about being broke. He's constantly talking about being manic depressive, multiple personality disorder, social anxiety, or whatever the fuck. Every single one of his fucking videos on all channels have that same shit. Let's see. I used to work at a job from home for Uber Corporate where I would monitor drivers and handle complaints. I made $15 an hour and they gave me a MacBook. And is it really that fucking difficult? Is it, like is it really that difficult to fucking type? Because I know that he fucking comments back. He replies to other people's comments on some of the videos that he makes. You're welcome, NZ. And Matic, that is the first time in a while that I've actually seen the Sid Takes It hashtag. Grab it. Grab it. That's the thing, man. He needs to fucking grab it. He needs to grab the opportunity of being able to do this type of stuff. Instead, he's like, you're not the first person to offer to help me. And I just decided to throw my hands up in the air and say, fuck YouTube. And while I'm at it, fuck Patreon. Like, he ended up fucking, saying that shit. Like, why? Because there's no money in it? No, I'll tell you what the main problem is. It's not Admageddon. It's not the algorithm change. The algorithm change is meant for you so that way you can get more views, so that way there can be more advertisement. That's the whole point. They changed it up so that way there would be more advertisement, especially in a fucking situation that everybody's going through right now. Matic, don't even bother. Don't even bother trying to fucking say that shit because he's never going to do it. Just accept it. It'll make your life a lot easier if you just accept the fact that he will never get a fucking real job. Now, to be totally honest, I'm very surprised that he not once asked me why it is that I want to try to fucking help or what my motivation is. My motivation is I pity that motherfucker. I've known him for fucking years. And nothing has fucking changed. Nothing has improved. He's still on the same page of the book of life that he was on 10 years ago. And like trying to come up with some sort of bullshit or controversy or drama in order to fucking talk about it. But Poetic, the problem with that is that requires work in order to fucking do that. In order to, and the problem is it's like, okay, look, it's to a point now where he expects others to bend around what he wants in order for him to improve. And that's not the way that it works. Susan Wojcicki, the lady that fucking runs YouTube, the YouTube division, she's like the president of the whole YouTube division. Do you really think, see you later, Virus. Does anybody really fucking think that out of every fucking creator that is making money doing stuff on YouTube, bringing money into YouTube, does anybody really think that she gives a flying fuck about how Blue wants it done? Dragon emojis if you do not think at all that Susan Wojcicki gives a fuck about how Blue wants the algorithm done. I know that sounds like a double negative, but it is. I know that Blue ain't the only one that lives online and on YouTube. See, I am disabled and do odd jobs for no less than $10 an hour, 7 days a week, 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. most of the time. Right. See, like, the thing about it is that the biggest... Holy shit, I'm now up to 17 fucking viewers. See, the main problem is just the fact that he's lazy. He wants people to fucking handle his... He wants to handle his shit with people coming to him hand and foot. But as you've seen over the years, that type of shit fucking comes and goes. He's admitted to me that there are people that are out there that will give him donations on Facebook, and then there are people that in real life that do hand him money, and plus he also makes, I think he gets like disability or something like that. But the question is going to be, for one, disability for somebody like him. He ain't missing a foot. He ain't missing a fucking hand. He ain't missing an arm or a leg or anything like that. He has the full capability of doing a normal job. So the way that disability works for somebody like that, you know, people who have mental disability, they will over time slowly fucking decrease the amount of money that he fucking makes until there's nothing left, because that is supposed to be incentive for him to go out and get a real job. The government does that. They do it to a lot of people. Let's see. I've been having panic attacks linked to depression, so I'm on pills for the moment. Still work. Right. You know, I have ADHD. I still fucking work. As a matter of fact, I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and I'm self-employed. I work for myself pretty much. And it takes a lot, and I mean a lot, of fucking attention to make sure that that type of job does actually work out. Because if you take 1 second of time away from paying attention to that job, especially with somebody who has ADHD, you're fucked. I'm prime example of that on top of it. Let's see, panic attacks suck. Feeling like you're gonna die, like damn. See, my homie who had a stroke and lost a lot of muscle still couldn't get on SSI. They said he could work a desk job. Right. You know, and he'll continue to fight it too. But it's just, I don't understand where the problem is. Like, take a look at that right there. That $5 donation from Poetic Juggalo. You can still make money doing this type of stuff. Now, for a long time there, you know, like I was saying earlier, I kind of digressed from this, but, you know, a long time ago, Blue actually made it very fucking shameful for trying to fucking make money off of YouTube because of the way that he was doing things, the way that he was doing things. I had a time where I was trying to do the same shit, and people were calling me Blue 2.0. I remember that, and that was very hard. For me to see that kind of shit. Especially coming from ninjas who fucking respect me, you know? Now, since then, you know, I've actually been having conversations with people and stuff. It's like, what makes it different for me and for somebody like the boy Blue to do these type of things? What's the difference? The difference is that I have respect. Granted, I'm making money with these type of videos from time to time, you know, on my main channel, not on this one. But, you know, I still get advertisement revenue for some of the videos that I've made on my main channel. And on this channel, I get crowdfunding from people who are willing to support me for the channel. That's where the money fucking goes. Or my car, because my car is fucked up. But still, people know exactly where the money's going, and they'll still be willing to fucking donate. They know that this money is going to go to a greater cause. Granted, that greater cause goes into my own pocket, but they know that I'm not going to be spending my money on fucking drugs and alcohol. Blue, on the other hand, he's pretty much content with the amount of money that he's making as of right now with the people that are giving him money as of right now, even though they know where it's going to go. Mostly, it's into fucking cigarettes, as was what was mentioned before. Weed and cigarettes. It used to be people fucking giving him $20 to buy a case of beer. But, you know, he quit drinking. After multiple panic attacks of late, I'm not the same. I can't explain it, but yeah, I'm not the same anymore. NZ, you're actually more aggressive now. Like, that's your change. That's, because you're not an aggressive person naturally. Naturally, you're a fucking very passive dude who plays a lot of fucking shooters. I have extreme antisocial disorder to the point I get anxiety walking around the grocery store, but I take pills, suck it up, and work for Walmart. This is the only Juggalo channel that you're sub to? Wow. Let's see. There's a difference between infamy and respect. Boy Blue has infamy, and Kreyz has respect. That's the biggest difference between us two. See, there's a huge load of difference between me and him. One is that I actually put an effort into the things that I do. I mean, take a look at all of this, okay? When I do a live stream, here's my fucking camera. Down here is my fucking logo. Down here is whenever I get a fucking super chat or a live stream. Right up there shows the king of the Streamlabs. I have this, I have the ticker, I have the fucking chat board, I have that little scroll at the bottom. And I made this entire fucking border. I actually put effort into this channel with no expectations of fucking making money off of it. At least not for now. Especially when it concerns like the fucking monetization and shit like that. So, you know, there's that. I put a lot of effort into this channel, and I actually do plan on improving on this channel. Once I start getting my fucking bills taken care of, I have a great idea for doing a lot of upgrades in the future. Once I get my bills caught up, and once I start getting things situated a little bit better with my family and everything, I'm going to be trying to do what I can to move to a different location. Bring my family along with me, of course. I want to try to get something bigger than what I'm living at right now. So at least that way you can actually see a better camera shot rather than this version of the camera shot right now where you can see my fucking ceiling fan. I try to do the best that I can. I was aggressive, but I'm toned down after the panic attacks. I have no time to waste. Change my diet, stop cannabis, and getting exercise. Don't stop the cannabis. Never stop the fucking cannabis. If you're good with it, then you should fucking continue, especially if you like it. Now, let's see. Yeah, and I agree. Blue Story's not going to end well. And I've told him this. You know, it's like, okay, you're in your 30s and you're living with your parents, you know, like you're living with your mom and shit. You know, you're living with your mom and shit. Your father has already passed away. But what are you going to do after your mom passes away? What's the next step? Because you're not going to be able to live in that house for very long. His plan right now is to try to fucking get out of his mom's house by applying for Section 8. Like that's his plan. You're not going to be able to do that because you have literally no money coming in. They're going to look at you and be like, you're not even making an effort to try to fucking live somewhere. Like, homeless people are actually making more than him. For real. I know homeless people that make about $4,000 a month just standing in the street corner and fucking holding a sign. And they make more money than him. As of right now, he makes about $150 to $200 a month with money that people donate to him. And that's pretty fucked up. And I ended up telling Echo Side Fiend this. Talking to Blue, as of right now, is one of the most infuriating fucking things ever. I thought it would be an improvement after I found out that he stopped drinking. It's not. It's the same fucking shit. If anything, it's fucking worse. He said that he wants to fucking quit doing YouTube so that way he can focus on his sobriety. Why can't you do the same things? Why can't you do these two things at the same time? Are you afraid that if you continue to fucking do YouTube, then you're just going to go back into drinking? YouTube is not your fucking vice. Your vice is the fact that you just have an addictive personality. And oh, the weed made you have worse panic attacks? Oh, fuck. Okay, try crack. That might help. It is. You know, like, if you go to my main channel, you scroll all the way down to my first fucking video, and that's exactly what I'm fucking talking about. Like, I was literally talking to a wall, and the wall progressed a little bit better than how the boy Blue is right now. I don't know if he's shittier, but he's definitely stupider. And the reason why I say that is just because YouTube has the capabilities of making money. And it's his dream to fucking make a living doing social media. But he quit doing YouTube, or at least he's planning to quit YouTube. And he's planning to just give up on fucking Patreon. But in the same fucking convoluted sentence, he says, it's all about crowdfunding. Well, what the fuck do you think I'm making money doing? Especially on social media. I just made $5 today because Poetic Juggalo was kind enough to fucking hook me up with $5. Because he thinks I need to join Cottonmouth Kings. Last month I made videos during fucking Gathering Week, and because of a lot of ninjas, I ended up making almost $300 a month in a week doing this shit. And it was, you know, and it's because they know that the money is going to go into a good cause. They know that this money is going to go into improvements on my car, or going into my fucking channel, or things of that nature, or going into my bills to help improve myself and my family and my, you know, my way of living. Not because it's going to go into my fucking, you know, lungs or in my stomach. Well, maybe Doritos up in this bitch, but that's about as far as it goes. Well, maybe Little Debbie snacks, but that's beside the point. And yeah, that's exactly it. Patreon is a fucking crowdfunding service. Like, that was one of the most derpy fucking things I heard him say in that entire conversation. Was the fact that he ended up saying yeah, that's why I said that the conversation ended up becoming quite convoluted. You know, because he's like, crowdfunding's where it's at, so fuck Patreon. You know, like, you fucking moron! I couldn't, like, my brain exploded trying to fucking get this motherfucker to understand. But the way I look at it, fuck it. It is what it is. I'm not going to fucking try to talk him into doing something that he doesn't want to do. I wish I could, but the wall has a better fucking chance of making an effort to go and do what it needs to do in order to fucking support the rest of the walls and the floor and the ceiling. The Wall has a better chance of fucking making progress than Blue at this point. And that's really fucking sad to say, because of the fact that I've known this motherfucker for a very long time. When he was living with his girlfriend, or his ex-girlfriend, when he was living with his baby mama, Missy, you know, like, he actually had motivation. He actually had the ability to make something out of nothing. And ever since he's lived with his parents, he's been fucking served hand and foot. He has become completely and utterly disconnected with reality. I know that, cemetery lady. Yeah, I know. And he's not going to get what he wants. Do you know that this motherfucker said to me that he wants to fucking go out and see the world? Like, he actually wants to go out and check out other things. Like, he knows that there's a world outside of Delaware. But he's not willing to fucking go out and work for it. That's what you do. Like, that's what you're supposed to do as a human being. If you want to fucking go do something, you gotta learn to figure out a way on how to earn this shit. You're not just gonna be given it. But then again, I practically gave him the ultimate handout. How to improve on this platform. On other platforms. And he's like, nah, I'm good, fam. For real. He even told me that, you know, he wants to go to the gathering next year because the gathering of the Juggalos, the 20th anniversary of the gathering of the Juggalos. And he's not going to fucking go out and work for it. But then again, it really doesn't matter because I don't know if you guys remember this. But a long time ago, CPN actually fucking bought him a gathering ticket and told him that it was up to him to figure out a way on how to get there. You know what his response to that shit was? He asked CPN if CPN could give him a ticket to the airport to fly there on top of getting the gathering ticket. Let's see. We donate to you and CPN because we got mad love and respect for you. You don't try to take advantage of us. You legit want to connect with other Juggalos and entertain us, so we support you. And that's exactly it. You know? And I told him, dude, like, because of that shout out, all of us fucking created brand names. Our names are out there. Like, people know who we are. Psychopathic knows who we are. Psychopathic knows that there's a movement going on here in the YouTube Juggalo community. They watch our shit. So that's why KreyzMcKormik, Child's Play Ninja, and a bunch of other fucking people ended up getting their names shouted out on all platforms. What's Blue doing? Sitting at his mom's in front of a shitty camera, making little to no effort to fucking do anything. The most effort that he does on his channel is he walks to the fucking library to upload the videos. That's it. That's all he fucking does. That's the most fucking effort that he puts into that channel. And apparently walking to the library is enough. Let's see. I see a lot of autistic, Down syndrome, and other people with physical and mental conditions work. I agree. It's called Walmart. But he even quit Walmart. Let's see. Did CPN offer it? Yes. CPN offered to fucking buy him a gathering ticket. As a matter of fact, he bought the gathering ticket and was willing to give it to fucking Blue. And Blue ended up saying that he needed a flight to go to the gathering too. Well, that just fucked it up. See, I'm 37 and been at my job for 17 years. That lazy shit don't fly with me. You at least gotta try. Now, I will admit, and I've said this already, I will admit that at one point, I did, I was a stay-at-home dad when I was married. I was raising 5 kids and still trying to do this YouTube shit. And I was, in a way, trying to emulate what Blue was doing. Making videos and trying to make a living doing stuff off of YouTube. And that's one of the reasons why people were calling me Boy Blue 2.0. But after my wife left me, I ended up realizing how fucking lazy I was. That I wasn't trying to do anything to make an effort into my channel or anything else. I didn't want to go out and get a job. You know, I was pretty much in that similar boat. But after she left me, I went out and I got a fucking job. I went out and I actually put some work into it. And now I'm, I mean, granted, my girlfriend and I and our 3 kids, we live with her dad, but we pay him rent. We pay him for the internet. We pay for HBO. We pay for our own food. We do all of that shit. We've got our own bills that we pay. We pay for all of our own shit. And we pay her dad rent so we can live here. So, there's that. I mean, I'm not fucking expecting to live in this house scot-free. I'm not. I'm under no circumstances am I expecting to be living in this area, living in this house fucking freeloading off of her dad. That's not something that you do that is respectful. It wouldn't be respectful to him for us to try to freeload that shit. And let's see. The fuck is he thinking? Those jobs are paper delivery and trolleys at supermarkets. What about Raven? Are you talking about Raven from the WWF? Let's see. That's different though, man. You realized it. You try. I'm cool with that. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm still working, but now I work for myself, sort of. I mean, I'm doing delivery, and I make at least $10 an hour. I've made probably since Monday. Let me open up my fucking app here. I'll show you. Since Monday, I know for a fact that I've made about $250. And I'm still on day 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, as of right now, I've made $263 delivering food. Every fucking day that I work, I exceed the $10 an hour guarantee. And I'm working from Monday to Sunday every week. This week, I can guarantee you I'm probably going to be making over $700. Guaranteed, I'll be making over $700. And that's a week. This motherfucker makes $1, he makes $150 a month. Not literally $150, but $150. He makes $150 a month off of donations. But he's not applying himself. That's the problem. That's been the hugest problem. And I mean, if that's what he wants to fucking do, I wash my hands of it. As far as I'm concerned, that's what he wants to fucking do. I'm not gonna try to offer him any more advice. I'm not gonna try to fucking talk to him. Against my best judgment, this was probably one of the worst things that I probably could have fucking done, was to just even try to get a hold of him in the hopes that I would have been able to see him improve or try to actually take the willingness to fucking improve. And I'm sure he just sits here and he wonders, why is everybody that I know fucking brushing me off? It's because you're a fucking loser. And that's the absolute truth. There's no bluntness, no bones about it. Blue is a fucking loser. And I wish that I never even looked up to him in the first place. If I didn't, I bet you my life would probably have been better right now. Now, I'm not blaming that on him. I'm blaming his choice of lifestyle and shit. But me looking up to him was my own fucking personal fault. And I just look at this motherfucker and I pity this son of a bitch. What up, Carnival Spirits? Let's see. I left home when I was 16. I'm 33 now. I couldn't wait to leave the nest. Life gave me lemons those days, but I rose up. But I'm content with the present. If you did try to help him, he will shit on you. I don't see how he would have been able to fucking shit on me. Personally, I would have just been happy enough to see that he had improved on his channel and maybe regained a little bit of lost respect. And I see that Carnival Spirit. Which member of Carnival Spirits is up in this bitch? Is it Beastmaster? It better be Beastmaster. I don't know. Right. Yeah, exactly, dude. Like that was another piece of information that I fucking gave him. I told him all about the thing with the car. You know, my car fucked up back in February. My car had multiple spots where it leaked in the it has multiple spots where it's fucking leaking and shit like that. And then on top of that, the driver's side window don't work. The heat from the fucking the heat from the fucking radiator is making it so that way my fucking air conditioner don't fucking work. And I did what I could to fucking get my shit together, to get my fucking shit working. I'm driving my own car now, and now I'm able to go out and drive whenever I fucking want. I have a better I have a better grasp on my fucking work schedule than I did when I was just driving my girlfriend's car. If you ever show love to him, he will nag you for money. Don't show love. You have been warned. Oh, yeah, and he'll also try to friend request you on Facebook with, like, 17 fucking different Facebook channels. And, yeah, he doesn't listen. He doesn't want to listen. I believe somebody already said it before. Who was it that said it? Let me scroll through here. But yeah, all the dude wants is fucking handouts and nothing else. Like, yeah, Cemetery Lady said that. That's all he fucking wants, is just for people to fucking hand him everything that he wants, hand and fist. That is deplorable. I mean, I don't know how the motherfucker is able to look at himself in the mirror in the morning and say, this is what I'm doing and it's the right thing to do. I mean, literally I can understand why it would be hard for him to look in the mirror. You know, because the dude looks like a googly-eyed rock with red hair. Just basically pointing that out. That's what I said, Poetic. I told him that years ago. I was like, dude, you know, your father's already gone and your mom's pretty much got one foot in the door. Like, what are you going to fucking do when your mom passes away? And he ended up saying, man, I don't even want to think about that. You have to think about that. If you're living with your parents and you're not working and you have no money coming in to be able to handle bills in a situation like that, you have no other choice but to think about that. You have to think about your future. And that's the sad thing, is that he doesn't. And as I said before, dude is madly disconnected with reality. I don't know what this is. I saw it sitting there and I had no idea. Stinks though. But yeah, Poetic, you're right. It's not going to be pretty for him. I mean, if you think about it, the dude still brags about the fact that his main channel, which is now shut down, used to have over 9,000 subscribers, and he used to have 3 million plus views on that channel. What is that? Like, for real? What does that matter? It doesn't matter on a fucking resume. And it's not going to matter if you have to scrawl it across a fucking cardboard box. that says, Boy Blue 91982, 9,000 plus subs, 3 million plus views, give me $1. It's just gonna, like, that's gonna look pathetic even to homeless people. Because at least homeless people have the right sense to fucking say, why lie? I need beer money. Because at least that's kind of funny, which I actually respect that. To an extent. Not these long diatribes of, things where it's like homeless veteran, 3 kids, missing a foot when they got 2 feet clearly. That type of shit. And, it's just one of those things. It's like, what the fuck is your plan for the future? This is one of those things that you have to actually come up with as an adult. Oh shit, we got somebody from the Juggalo up in this bitch. What up, family? That's just the sad, hard truth. He's not willing to face it. And I really have no ending for this. Basically, I guess the ending of this is that when it concerns my relationship with the boy Blue, I take this to heart because I extended my reach out to him in the hopes that he would be willing to grab my hand and let me help him. But it ain't happening. And to be truthfully honest, I took mad offense to that. Mad offense to that. I can't believe that he would turn down such a sweet offer with nothing in return. I'm not expecting anything in return out of the possibility of helping him out. The only thing that I would actually be happy about is if his channel did in fact improve, which I know it would, and that he would be able to make something out of this and then figure out, hey, this is the way to fucking do things. For real, man, his application/resume are not attractive to employers. Well, he's not going to try to get a job, so it's pointless to even fucking mention that. Honestly, I feel we are focusing too hard on a lost cause, and I agree. That's why I'm trying to figure out a way on how to get out of this. But the shit that I fucking talked about with him and the fact that he did not just accept it is infuriating to me. I even tried to goad him by telling him that he'd be able to make more money doing this type of shit. If I can make money doing this type of shit off of YouTube, I can guarantee you that with all the free time in the world, he'd be able to fucking do something out of this. Instead, he decides that what he's going to focus on now is making selfies and posting them on Instagram as if that's going to fucking get him some sort of, income coming in. No, you have to have sponsors to fucking make money off of Instagram. You don't make any money whatsoever on Periscope or Twitter, and you're definitely not fucking making money off of Facebook because that money, anything that you post on fucking Facebook automatically belongs to Facebook. It's all good, Sick Boy. Sick Boy's saying, sorry for not being in the chat today, having a rough time. Just wanted to say what up and show some love. Do what you got to do, man. Like, it's not an obligation to be up in here, but I do thank you for showing up and saying hello. Oh, shit. Shanzi's up in here. And Shanzi, I think you did probably grab Poetic's ass. Cemetery Lady, yes, I can put you up on that offer. It'll take some time for you to be able to get some notoriety and whatnot. I mean, your name is already out there. So, definitely, hit me up on Discord, in the slide into my DMs, and I'll fucking hook you up. It's just a lot of shit that you have to write. He's going to be an Instagram model. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's thinking. But yeah, he apparently thinks that by posting selfies and putting the description with like a funny phrase or something like that is going to get him somewhere. I don't know what his thinking is. But personally, what I would do is I would put a little bit more focus on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter and have it so they all go to one of 3 channels that you fucking do, and make sure that everything that you fucking do on those channels differs from the other channels. This channel's for my live streams. The other channel that I have is for gaming live streams. And then the main channel I'm just going to be having for fucking, main videos and shit. It's like, why do you have to say fuck YouTube and put, that to me was offensive. I was offended by that because I had chances to fucking go to Twitch or to Ustream or Daily Motion or shit like that. And I said, fuck that, because as far as I'm concerned, YouTube, I've been on YouTube for nearly 10 years. YouTube is my home. YouTube is my home for when I want to fucking interact with the Juggalos. We got shouted out by Insane Clown Posse because of our dedication to the Juggalo community here on YouTube. And you want to go ahead and say fuck YouTube. You want to go ahead and say fuck Patreon, but, crowdfunding's where it's at. As far as I'm concerned, I wash my hands of all of this, dude. And, yeah, no shit. I think his brain is pretty fried at this point when all you do is drink and smoke. It rots your brains. Right? I agree. I absolutely agree. Well, as I was saying, when it concerns the boy Blue, I wash my hands. I'm done with it. I'm not going to fucking talk to him anymore. Because it's pointless. I try to fucking help. I try to be a good friend to him, and he just blows it up in my face. Fuck that shit. As far as I'm concerned, my relationship with the boy Blue is officially, as of this point, done. And I really don't want to have to fucking talk about his ass anymore. Because this was the last chance that he absolutely had. Even as I was dialing and fucking getting ready to talk to him, I'm like, this is the last chance this motherfucker has to fucking make up for all of the shit that he's put the Juggalo community through. And yeah, there's a lot of shit. He may not realize it right now. Excuse me. But if he were to actually take a look through all of his shit that he has done and said in the past, he would realize that he had put a lot of strain on the Juggalo community. He was the reason why it made it very difficult for people like myself and CPN to want to go up on here and fucking try to earn money via revenue sharing. Once he became partner, because that's what it all became about. It all became about that shit. And the whole thing with crowdfunding and stuff like that, like, I was incredibly hesitant for like 5 years to fucking actually be on here and try to make money with monetization and to try to make money with crowdfunding. Even though Super Chat at some point did end up eventually becoming available, I was very hesitant to open that up because I didn't want people to fucking think that I was just about trying to take money from y'all. I wanted respect, and that's why I realize now that doing this type of shit, like, if people respect you, then you will be able to make something out of this. Because people are willing to help you out with the shit. Yeah, she said it in plural form, which is actually pretty funny. Now, in a couple of hours, in about an hour and 15 minutes, I've got another shift, and I'll be out from like 5 p.m. till 11 o'clock. He's following the Underpants Gnomes model. Step 1, social media. Step 2, Step 3, profit. Right. Yeah, that does sound pretty fucking, yeah. I used to donate to him, but he got needy and would PM me to ask for more money to the point where I had to tell him to fuck off. Yeah, that's his thing, man. Like, you give him an inch and he'll take a fucking mile. Like, how you do that, I don't understand. I don't understand what the thought process behind it was, would be for him to fucking think that that's the way that it's got to be. And I know that I don't know, maybe it's just me just rattling on at this point. But like I said, I've known the guy for a long time, and over the years it had been to a point where I was talking to him less and less. And it was because of that shit. A lot of the shit that he was fucking saying was just annoying and stuff like that. Like, he never once asked me for fucking money because he knew I would never give it to him. But it's shit like that, Poetic, what you just said, where he would start PMing you. This is the one reason why, for a guy with 9,000 subscribers, it would take him a week to make 125 views. That's pathetic. Because he would have people viewing his shit, and then, like 1 or 2 people would fucking give him money, and then he would fucking harangue them to give him more. It's never enough. But if he actually did the shit that he's supposed to do on here and actually applied to the fucking algorithmic rules on YouTube, he wouldn't need to do that. Because, yeah, his shit is all about fucking networking. But, let's see, holy crap, I couldn't bring myself to ask my parents for help to fix my car, much less anyone I barely knew because of the internet. Did Poetic Juggalo block us? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if he did or not. His early income is like a day and a half of work for me, so yeah. Yeah. Like, when he first started, he was making about $150 a month on fucking on shit with that. And let me tell you this. Monday, I worked almost 12 hours, and I made $147 with a $10 an hour guarantee. So if I didn't hit the guarantee, I would have only made $120, but I ended up making an extra $27.60. And I made that in a day, doing a self-employed job. Now, like I said, though, I'm not expecting him to fucking just get up and go out and get a job. But the thing about it is that, let's see, late night, what is goody up in this bitch? What up, Roxy? I don't know if you know this, Juggernauty, but I can read the shit on there, and they can read it too. Poetic can read it too, so, there's nothing about not being able to fucking get, blocked or whatever. Yeah, like, the way that the live stream works as comparison to the fucking chat box on the screen, yeah, they differ. They differ from time to time. Nevertheless, though, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, my relationship with him is done. And I'm not going to be fucking interacting with him anymore because I took this as a slap in the face when I was just trying to reach out and help a friend. He don't want my help, well, he can go fuck himself as far as I'm concerned. Because I already know with the way that he's running shit right now, it's just a matter of time before he ends up being rendered homeless and trying to fucking use his YouTube clout to try to make a buck off the street. And I'm not going to fucking be there to help him out because I tried helping him out multiple times. Multiple times. Many people have fucking tried to help him out multiple times. And he just tells everybody to fuck off because apparently he's content with just having a couple of bucks a month for his fucking shit. He doesn't have a work history and he is 36. Yeah, employers ain't going to give him a job unless they putty him. Let's see. Yeah, he's straight up fucking himself right now. Like, that's really all he's good for, is just giving himself a nice, good fuck. That's pretty much it. Well, I no longer pity him. I'm not giving him that. I'm not giving him that anymore. I mean, a long time ago, he used to be a good friend. And he used to be very, very good with his kids. And he used to be very good with doing social media and shit. There was a time when he was there was a time when he was the biggest Juggalo personality on YouTube. And now, now it's just, nope. Let's see, I remember giving Blue hell years ago during the CPN Hangout days. But now, yeah, it's gone nowhere as far as I'm concerned. So, I think this is probably going to be the end of it. I'm not going to be talking about him anymore. So let's bring out something else. Because those are the only two things that I really wanted to fucking talk about. Was the whole thing with Cottonmouth Kings and that asshole. See, any bad shit happens to him is of his own. He let his demons get the better of him, and that's tragic. Blue is a sad, sad man. Yep. Now, I don't know if I fucking talked about this in my last live stream, but I ended up finding another leak in my car. I figured that this would probably be a little bit more of an entertaining situation. Because, you know, I ended up fixing the reservoir in my car. I ended up fixing the hose that was in my car that I found that was snapped. And then I ended up finding out that I need to get a new water pump. Luckily, though, that is not going to be that expensive. I thought it was going to be, but it's not that expensive. The worst part of the whole thing really is just taking the shit off in order to replace it. But it doesn't look that hard when you watch a YouTube video about it. I'm probably going to go get it tomorrow. Let's see. So Twisted Shady says that he's got the NES Classic. Is there anything special about the NES Classic that I can't just go out and buy for myself? Like, I can understand getting the Super NES Classic because it's got Star Fox 2, but is there anything special about that? See, I see that Blaze the motherfucker is up in here. Roxy Realbox is still in here. Warlock sides out this motherfucking bitch. And Matic, Crazy, will you be at next year's gathering? I hope to meet some of you there. Right now, things are looking rather high, but that's just because it's recently the end of this year's gathering. But I do have plans to get... I got to get my car fixed. I got to get my girlfriend's car fixed. I got to get my bills caught up. And then after that, I'm going to be able to save money for the gathering of the Juggalos. I might just put in little by little into stash or something like that. So that way I can just put it to the side. Or something to that effect. But as of right now, I will say that chances are incredibly high. Because I'm going to be working my ass off to do all of this shit in order to get not only to the gathering of the Juggalos, but also to DCG Con. DCG Con is probably a more definite thing, just because of the fact that last year, or earlier this year, for this year's DCG Con, I ended up doing that video game tournament, and Jumpsteady ended up saying that he normally calls people who have done previous events and ask them if they want to fucking come back and do it again the following year. And I said, I am down for that. I am definitely going to be doing that shit. Oh, shit. Boom. Spooky Tuesday with that $17 Streamlab. What's up, y'all? Keeping it gross with Kreyz up in this bitch. And at the point where Poetic Juggalo ends up disappearing, Spooky Tuesday will be the $17 king of the Streamlabs. So shout out to Spooky Tuesday for that. Boom. You probably could hear that dee-doo on my phone. So, let's see. There's that. But yeah, let's see. I wish I could work on my own car. Machines want so much for their work, which is worth it, but it kills my pocketbook. Agreed. I mean, for like small stuff like the water pump needs to be replaced, all you really have to do, honestly, is it like one of the things that really helps is you just need a guy. And then, you just get a guy and you get a fucking YouTube search. And that's really all that you need to do when it concerns doing that type of shit. Like, my boy did say that it was probably going to be tougher than a bitch to try to get, the water pump replaced. But it will be able to be done. So I'm going to be getting it tomorrow. And while I'm at it, I might as well also change out my serpentine belt. So that way I can get that, because the serpentine belt, like, you can tell if it's bad because it's got like a line, like a straight line going all the way around it. And it's usually white, which tells you that the serpentine belt's getting ready to snap. Probably within the next 3,000 to 6,000 miles. So now that I'm just noticing that shit, I will most likely end up fucking doing that shit. And then once I get the part, then I just take it to my boy, and my boy will end up fucking replacing it. And it doesn't look that hard to actually replace a fucking water pump. But the fucked up thing is, like, for engines these days tend to be a fucking mix match of metric screws and I can't remember what the other one is. Just like, 5/8 and stuff like that. And then there's also like the 15 millimeter wrench and all that other stuff. So all you have, okay, see you later, Shawnzy. So like, one of the things that you have to do is you have to take off the side plates that hold the engine in place. But before you do that, you have to take a 2-pound jack and you have to put it underneath the engine, like where the fucking oil pan is. And then you'll be able to hold the engine in place, so that way it's a lot easier for you to fucking move that shit out. Because if you try to undo that shit with all that torque, you could drop the engine, and that would not be a good thing. I mean, for obvious reasons. Let's see. If you don't like it, let's see. But hey, Kreyz, if you don't like it, if you get the NES Classic, you can curse me out. Now, see, like, the thing with that, not to mention the little space you have to work with. Well, luckily for me, it's a 1.4 liter engine. So it's a very small engine. It's a V4. So there's a lot of room on the sides in order to fucking get that shit out. Especially with the area that I'm going to be working with. But Twisted Shady, see, here's the thing, man. Like, I started collecting the games. Like, I prefer to have the actual physical copy. That's why I don't have really any interest in getting the Super NES Classic. It's not like I like to have the actual cartridge. The only the only thing that I'm probably going to be getting out of these reboot type systems is probably the Super NES Mini. And the reason why that is because it's got Star Fox 2. And if that's the only way that I'm able to play Star Fox 2, well, then it is what it is. Unless I can somehow, in some way, be able to get a physical copy of Star Fox 2, I have no choice but to get the SNES Classic. What's up, Blaze? It going good, but getting my ass kicked in Madden 17. Roster update 2017. I'm a PS4 gamer and really addicted to Elder Scrolls Online. Let's see. I played Elder Scrolls Online for like a minute, and I was like, I wasn't really, I guess I could say that I didn't get into it enough to want to play it, but I do have a PS4, and out of the two systems, I do prefer the PS4. Let's see. Elder Scrolls is my shit, but I'm waiting like a kid on Christmas for Fallout 76 on PS4. I'm actually looking forward right now for new gen games. I'm looking forward actually to fucking playing the next WWE game. Even though I haven't really played the one for WWE 18. Like I didn't 2K18. I didn't play that one all that much. Like I played a little bit of it and I live streamed it on my video game channel, but that was about as far as it went. Like I did two fucking live streams of it. One of them was me making a create a character of myself. And that was about as far as it went. I didn't like the create a character situation that they had for the last year. Let's see, make a good PvP tune and give them hell. Now, when it concerns the stuff that's going on with my girlfriend's car, I will tell you this. There's really no problem with the engine and everything, which is why it was becoming like this actually made it so it was very, very nerve-wracking to drive my girlfriend's car. And it's because there's a lot of underbody work that needs to get done. The shocks and the struts need to get fucking replaced. And I'd honestly rather just go to fucking Midas in order to get that done, because at least Midas has the Midas touch, for one. And for two, for that type of stuff, you do that type of shit, and it's a fucking, you get a lifetime warranty as long as you've got the car. So the shocks and the struts need to be replaced, and let's see, I know that for her car, like, the differentials need to be fucking done up. Some spots in her car need to be oiled and greased, and then I think she also needs to get new brakes, maybe new rotors, because of the way that I was pushing that car, and then the axles need to be replaced because the axles are starting to knock, which is also very dangerous. And keep in mind, I was fucking doing Uber with that shit. But I had to do what I had to do. But when it concerns all of this stuff that's been going on, and my car being fucked up and all this other shit that's been going on and everything, I don't know if it's luck or if it's just this can wait until I get the money for it and then things actually start to improve. My thought on it when it concerns all of this is I've been using the laws of attraction, The Secret, like a motherfucker, even before Violent J was talking about it in his motivational speech. And I've been doing everything in my power. All of my energy is going into the fucking laws of attraction. Like, I am going to be successful. I am going to get my car fixed. I am going to DCG Con, and I am going to the fucking gathering of the Juggalos next year for the 20th anniversary. Not just me, but my girlfriend as well. As a matter of fact, I've actually been kicking around the possible idea of even bringing my kids with me to DCG Con, because I think that would be something to fucking do. Matic, if you are on the PS4 right now, go into the description and you'll see, when you scroll down the description a little bit, you'll see my my PS4 tag. In case you haven't figured it out already. KreyzMcKormik. It's KreyzMcKormik. Just like everything else. All right. Sorry, I'm reading a fucking DM in Discord. But okay. So, all right. it looks like things are starting to slow down here. Let me double check on here. Yeah, it does look like things are starting to slow down, and it looks also like my fucking battery is about to die on my laptop. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna fucking wrap it up. And yeah, Matic, definitely there shouldn't be any drama with DCG Con because of what happened last year. They're probably going to hike. It's just like me with this type of shit. Um, it's fucking a learning curve. It's a learning process, and you just learn from your mistakes and whatever you can do to improve. That's just basically how it is. You always learn from your mistakes and improve from there on out. So with that being said, I'm about to get up out this bitch. Shout outs to everybody that was participating in the chat. Shout outs to Poetic Juggalo and to Spooky Tuesday for those Streamlabs. Spooky Tuesday is today's king of the Streamlabs. And that's my fucking computer telling me that my battery is on the brink of death. So shout outs to all of y'all, and shout outs to my patrons. One of them being Spooky Tuesday, Sick Boy Kinsella, Venom, and Rick So Rude. So with that being said, I'm KreyzMcKormik, and I'm out this bitch. I'm gonna go get some Doritos. So, alright. I'm out of here, y'all. Deuces.